what I had a big insight about, really, about my former business is I was kind of hiding behind my brand. And that sounds kind of funny, but as I think when you're a sensitive person, you're kind of soulful, you want to put your service out there, right? You want to say, hey, I'm serving you and I'm doing this work. And but I realized later that I'm a big part of my brand because as a coach or a teacher, healer, you are a big part of your brand. And I think George knows that too. That and being your real self is important because people want to know you, they want to experience you. And so I was kind of hiding some parts of myself back then, and not intentionally, just, it was, I'm a very spiritual person. I never talked about that at all. And I do now in my business and will more. I've learned that, yeah, bringing myself forward in my brand is important. That is being as authentic as you can be, with yourself and standing next to your brand. Some people say, maybe people stand too much, like they're putting themselves out there too much. You're not your total brand. That's true. But I think we stand next to it. We're like, I see my brand as a partner, my business as a partner. We're with me and I'm influencing it and it's influencing me. And so the kind of work I have been doing is more one-on-one coaching with, I'd say, a range of clients. It's not so much about the stage of their business, I'm finding. It's more about how much they brought their authentic voice into their brand. That seems to be the defining feature because it's not just newer people. I have a wonderful client, Sandy, who she's been in business 20 years as a agility dog sports coach. She used to have her own facility in San Francisco, and now she lives in Sacramento. But she switched to online a couple of years ago. And when I met her last year, she had a great business, some online courses, but I found she wasn't putting her own philosophy, her own system out there clearly, and her own way, even though she was really effective. So I helped her voice that. So that she could stand out a little more, and say, this is, and then we segmented her audience too, like the kinds of people she likes working with. And there were 3 types. So we segmented it. We found her voice more. We put it into a system. And she's feeling really good about it. So that's just one example, I guess, of someone I'm working with. Another one is I was working with a wonderful male coach who's really a kind of an energy coach and uses animal guides to help men through like kind of, I call it mental kind of stuckness, mental emotional stuckness. And so he never had any paid programs. They were all kind of donation. And so we just packaged it into a nice coaching program called Quest for Clarity. And so there's another example, just someone newer who it might be struggling with their brand voice. And so, yeah, what I'm doing now is I still do one-on-one, but I've just created a online course, which would take about maybe 2 months or less to go through. And it's the 3 elements I go through in my coaching, which is clarifying your superpowers, what's unique about you. And I like to start with that because I think most people hide. Again, they don't bring out their superpowers enough. They don't say, what am I really, cool? What can I do that's so unique? Or how do I do it that's so different? Or what's, unique about me? And then your ideal client, more about their profile, and then your service, and to package it in a certain way. So those 3 elements I go through in my Optimize Your Offer Academy, which I just launched about 3 weeks ago. And I have some people going through it, and you can get coaching with it or just do it yourself program, either way. So that's cool. I'm excited about that because I come from the education industry. So I'm working in education quite a bit. And so, yeah, people who love to, who are very soulful, but again, kind of hiding behind their brand maybe a little bit. I guess those are, without realizing it, maybe they're not bringing out enough of themselves. That's who I work with best. So